Hi everyone, my name's Andrew from a company called Action Your Potential, and it's really wonderful to be bringing you this series of video resources. If you engage with them, if you dig in, listen and focus and get involved in the discussions that your teachers and tutors will be leading, this series of resources could change your life. It's about bringing the neuroscience revolution to your whole school community, and there'll be lots of videos, the support for parents and the support for you as well in terms of developing learning, managing well-being and managing anxiety and all the stresses and strains of living in the 21st century. So being an excellent student, doing your best, enjoying and engaging and getting the most out of your learning and your life is actually a process of managing every day. I know we worry about the future, we worry about GCSEs, we worry about what career we're going to do, we worry about what GCSE choices we're going to make, we worry about a whole heap. But actually, what we want to teach you during the course of these videos through your tutor periods is to support you to understand that if we can get each day right, we don't have to worry about the future. If we can use daily behaviours to manage our mind, unleash our learning and support our well-being, we can rock up as the best version of ourselves every day. And it's about being a neuro ninja, and I'll very shortly explain what a neuro ninja is. But they're a set of attitudes that you develop, skills you grow and habits you build to support you through all the challenges of learning and life, because you're living in the most incredible bit of kit in the known universe. You own the most incredible bit of kit in the known universe. No, it's not your iPhone. No, it's not that new sexy Galaxy Fold you've got. It's your amazing brain, the most complicated 3 pounds of matter in the known universe. You've got everything you need at the top of your neck. 86 billion neurons. So to give you a sense of what that's like, a single tree, about 250,000 leaves on a single tree. A single forest, not enough to represent the number of neurons in the brain. You'd need 9 forests worth of leaves to represent 86 billion neurons. So that is an awful lot of neurons, an awful lot of connections. Google, known for a bunch of stuff, has just mapped out 50,000 neurons working with neuroscientists. A lady left her brain to medical science after she very unfortunately died of cancer. They looked at a certain area of her prefrontal cortex, a millimetre square, and they found 130 million connections between her brain cells. That's enough storage capacity for 1.4 petaflops of data. That's 700 times more storage capacity than a desktop, and that's a single millimetre of brain tissue. So we've got this incredible bit of kit, but we need to get it to work for us, and that is what we are about. We are about helping you understand your amazing brain, and we're working with 140 schools and 10 businesses to do that. We want to help people become neuro ninjas, understanding their brain, because when you understand your brain, you change your mind, you change your brain, and then you change what is possible in your life. Who am I to be telling you about all of this stuff? I'm Andrew, and I am the CEO of Action Your Potential, an ex-teacher but a biology nerd, passionate about brains, and can bring to you lots and lots of support, because it's not about just what's happening in your brain or why it's happening in your brain. It's crucially what you can do about that, and all of us can do that. So do follow us on social media. Get your parents to follow us on social media. We'll be doing webinars for them throughout the year. So if we live in our brains and minds by accident in the 21st century, we're really likely to have a difficult and challenging experience. What we're going to teach you is to live in your brain by design, using powerful habits to manage your responses to anxiety, to worry, to stress, to challenge, and to engage and enjoy living in your amazing brain. And we're going to teach you a series of habits to do that, habits that improve your motivation, your learning, your memory, and well-being. If we work with our brains, we can get much more out of them, and we'll also enjoy our experience. If you get the right daily behaviors, then you can unleash the awesome power of your brain. So the program is called Build a Neuro Ninja, and this is the front slide that you'll see at the beginning of all the other videos as we take you through this story of the brain. So it's about going from being a brain bot to being a neuro ninja. A neuro ninja is flexible, agile, understands what their brain's doing, understands what they need to do about it. And there are 3 strands to becoming a neuro ninja, and we'll cover that over the course of the year. And each strand has got a set of skills. The first strand is all about well-being and how to manage your well-being on a daily basis. And the first skill is do your rocks. That is the 12 rocks of well-being, 12 daily behaviors that support your well-being, and managing emotion. And each skill has a poster, and this is the poster for do your rocks. There are videos that will explain each rock, why they're important, and how to build them into your life. And there's the poster for the second well-being skill, managing emotions. The next strand is the dark cellar of the brain. This is all the tricky stuff. Why does our brain worry, and what can I do about it? Why do I get anxious, and what can I do about it? How to build your calm, how to step outside your comfort zone and choose growth. What setbacks are and how to bounce back from setbacks. We'll look at all of those things. And here are the posters for those skills. Managing worries. For example, every human brain worries. We need to be aware of what our brain's worrying about and how we can respond to worries. We'll teach you how to build your calm, how to use your body and your brain to return yourself to calm so your mind can come up with some solutions to whatever you're facing. We'll teach you about the importance of growth and how to challenge yourself, and that struggle is part of growing and learning. A good tell that we're learning and growing is that we're struggling. If you're sitting there thinking, if I struggle, that means I'm stupid and I can't do it, that's not true. When you're doing something for the first time, you need to think of it like this. First attempt in learning. What does that spell out? First attempt in learning. Choose growth is what we should say. Bouncing back from setbacks. They are part of life. Bouncing back is a skill, and we're going to teach you that. The third strand is all about unleashing learning and productivity. Remember, 1.4 petaflops of storage data in a millimeter square of brain tissue. Amazing. So we're going to teach you how to unleash your memory. Do your leaps, and I'll explain what they are in a second. We'll teach you about the importance of practice, how to structure practice in skill 9 in little and often learning to challenge any barriers to learning. And we'll teach you how to plan your learning and your day. And we'll teach you how to deal with things like procrastination. So skill 7 is the leaps in learning. These are 10 daily behaviors that support memory, recall, and learning. And we'll teach you each of those leaps, and we'll teach you different ways of responding to the tilt content in school to help you remember more stuff. Practice is absolutely crucial. So you might be a basketball player or a footballer or a dancer or a chess player. You'll know the importance of practice already, but we can practice and improve at anything as long as we structure our practice. If we're really struggling, we can design practice sessions to speed our improvement, and we're not going to get much out of our brain unless we plan our day and the journey that we're going on. And our brains, if we don't plan it, our brains will choose passive and easy. Our brains will choose to scroll through Instagram or watch Netflix. And the problem that we face a lot of the time in the 21st century is there's many passive and easy paths. So our mission is to help you make every day a masterpiece by understanding the incredible bit of kit at the top of your neck, gifted to all of us by 3.5 billion years of evolution. You've got everything you need already. We just need to get it to work for you. Our program will also help you understand how to change your brain. And that is using nets and threads. A net is a group of behaviors that will move your life in a positive direction. It might be a set of behaviors that improve your sleep. It might be a set of behaviors that support study. A thread is a single behavior, and a daily life experiment is a giving it a go and having a try. So changing the brain, and this is a problem we all face, we think it should be instant. We can think about change, I'll change that habit, and then it's so hard to do it. That's because brains use pre-existing pathways, connections that they've already built. So we need to change the connections. Our brains can change. They're neurally plastic. So changing the brain is incremental, bit by bit. It's messy. Iterative, one step leads to the next. And we need to be clear and involved in what we're changing. What habit am I changing? Why am I changing it? What do I expect it to look like when I've finished? And this is an example of a net. These are a series of behaviours that will improve your sleep. And there's a whole video that explains this, so I won't go into it now, but I just wanted to give you an example. And this is how you will improve your study. It's about taking personal responsibility for many aspects of your experience, working with your teachers, working with your parents. And we'll be talking to everyone, so everyone's got the same information about our incredible brains. 3 big ideas underpin our work. First of all, our brain generates our mind, like a projector produces an image. I'll explain more about that in other videos, but the brain produces the mind. The second idea is the brain circuits we use the most flavour our mind the most. So our brain makes it easier to do the things we do most often. That might be getting better at scootering, getting better at BMXing, getting better at maths, getting better at worrying. If whatever you use your brain for, it gets better at it. And then finally, we need to be clear that our brain uses facts but gets itself in a tiz and a pickle with opinions and beliefs. And some of those beliefs are growth defeating beliefs. Beliefs like, I can't do numbers, I don't do maths, my mum could never do maths, my dad could never do maths, my granddad could never do maths. That is not true. You might find maths harder than you find other subjects, but if you practice, you will improve. So it's really important to understand the difference between facts, opinions. Our brain does opinions really well. Sometimes it kind of gets opinions and facts mixed up. And beliefs, what are they? They're fossilized opinions. And some opinions and some beliefs can hold us back. We would say you're entitled to your own opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. We would say changing your mind is one of the best ways of finding out whether you still have one. It's really important. We're going to give you lots of information to help you change your mind. We want you to be the best version of yourself, the best for the world.
I have a lot of memories from when I was a child. One that's always stuck out to me, though, was when I was about 10 years old, and I was in school, and I struggled. And I didn't struggle with English, math, or science. I struggled holding still. And I would try to listen and focus and process ideas, but I couldn't help myself. And to be honest, I would sit there and then I would just start tapping. And the students in the class would look at me and they'd say, "Hey, stop tapping." A lot of the time, I didn't even realize I was doing it. And then eventually even the teachers got after me and they would yell at me and they'd say, "Clint, you have to stop tapping." It got so bad that I got sent to the principal's office for tapping. And he said to me, "Okay, maybe when you go back to class, just try sitting on your hands." So I did. I went back to class, and when I felt myself starting to tap, I did this. I sat on my hands. And that worked for about 5 seconds. One time I was tapping in class, and my teacher, Mr. Jensen, he looked at me, and he yelled. And he said, "Clint, stay after class." And I thought to myself, this is it. I am done. Now, I've always been the type of person that believes that a single moment in time can change a person's life. And this was one of those moments for me. And I will never forget it. And so I was sitting there with Mr. Jensen and an empty classroom. He walked past me and he sat next to his desk and he said, "Clint, come here. I want to talk to you." And as he looked me right in the eye, he said, "Now, I need you to know something. You're not in trouble. But I do have just one question that I have to ask you." And he said, "Have you ever thought about playing the drums?" And in that moment, Mr. Jensen, he leaned back and he opened the top drawer of his desk. And he reached in and he pulled out my very first pair of drumsticks. And he held them in his hands and he looked at me and he said, "Hey, Clint, you're not a problem. I think you're a drummer." From that moment on, I've never put those sticks down. I've toured, recorded, and played drums all over the world. My whole college education was paid for with drumsticks in my hand. Just because of a single moment in time when somebody believed in me. And he saw something in me that I didn't even see within myself. And from that moment, I learned that there's a difference between being the best in the world and being the best for the world.
Welcome to the neuroscience revolution. It's really exciting to be supporting you. You have everything you need at the top of your neck, and we are going to show you how to get the most out of your incredible brain and build a neuro ninja. See you next week.